All right, let's get into this a little bit more with Helin Sari Ertem, a professor of international relations at Istanbul Medeniyet University. Thanks for joining us. We heard President Erdogan speak a lot in that interview about the relationship with the United States while he's there in New York. It's possible that he will meet with President Joe Biden. But when he talks about repairing the relationship, there are certain things that are likely never to be resolved. One big one is Turkey's desired extradition of their terror suspect, Fethullah Gulen, who lives in Pennsylvania. It is unlikely that the U.S. would ever extradite him. Is the Turkish president willing to concede that and move on?
Yeah, since the very beginning, we've been underlining that, yes, there are problems in between Turkey and the United States. And it's somehow quite natural relationship between the allies, because we do not expect everything to be perfect among the allies especially. However, despite the problems, there is a kind of dedication, a willingness from both sides to move on, to continue their relationship for the sake of other stuff. So there are problems in between two countries, but there are also somehow the things that they agree on. So I think it is very significant for two leaders, for the two countries, to focus on the positive stuff in between two countries. But that doesn't mean that we will try, at least from the Turkish side, to sort out the problems such as Fethullah Gulen, such as YPG support from the United States, F-16s, and many more. So the experts on the Turkish-U.S. relationship, we've been underlining that maybe it's better to compartmentalize the relationship between Turkey and the United States. So yes, there are problems, but there are also the stuff that we can improve in between each other. So for that reason, I do appreciate Turkey's efforts to find a solution for the problems, but at the same time to not cut the relationship between Turkey and the United States. I think one of the biggest issues in the latest months is about Greece, that the asymmetrical relationship that the United States has been somehow creating in the relationship between Turkey and Greece as two NATO members. These two countries have been very significant, somehow buffer countries in NATO's history for the sake of Western interests. But at the same time, there was something very important for the United States regarding the relationship between Turkey and Greece. There was a kind of symmetry between Turkey and Greece in the United States' eyes. But in the last couple of years, especially since the Trump era, the United States unfortunately created a kind of asymmetry between Ankara and Athens. And I guess this is one of the significant problems in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's unclear if they'll be able to sort much out, in a sideline meeting at the UN, but any kind of conversation is good. And any relationship takes compromise. What we haven't heard a willingness lately to, though, is compromise on the NATO membership that is pending for example, Sweden. Is Turkey going to be willing to maybe not extradite some of those people there, maybe allow some of those protests to go on in Sweden, in order for Sweden to accede and be a part of that alliance?
Well, in my point of view, at least Turkey, quite surprisingly, showed that, because nobody was expecting something so rapid, showed that it is not closing the doors regarding Finland's and Sweden's membership to NATO. So in the last couple of months, we've seen that Turkey is actually opening the doors for a bargaining, for a kind of negotiation regarding the membership of these two countries. However, it's very significant for Turkey also to underline that there is something regarding its national security, national unity, and this is about fighting against terrorism, fighting against PKK terrorism, YPG terrorism. For that reason, I think it is important for the Turkish side to show the Western allies that there are things that we can make a kind of compromise, but there are things that we cannot make any kind of bargaining or compromise. And the most significant one is national security. For that reason, at least diplomatically, Turkey did something quite well, that it did not close the doors for a negotiation, but at the same time, it also shows its seriousness regarding its fight against terrorism.
All right, Helin Sari Ertem, thanks so much for that.
You're welcome.